Everyone throughout their life has something they want, something they desire, something they want to achieve. And if we didn't have that, we wouldn't really have any kind of direction in our lives. And I feel like it's just natural for us to have those desires, to have something better, to improve our lives from where we are now. And I feel like a big thing for me recently has just been about independence and the idea of it. I kind of became obsessed with that whole thing without setting any like plans or goals for myself in the future to make that happen. I think I said I was just going to finish school and I'll figure out from there. And I've always kind of been really like disorganized when it comes to planning things. I noticed this even in like the way I get things done at the nursing home that I work at. When I know I have a certain amount of tasks, I other people can write them down when they first start out to make sure that they're on top of everything. But I'm just like holding it all in my head and being like, I'll do this at this time, or like kind of just going with the flow. And I feel like in general, when we have something that we want in our lives, we have to take steps to attain what we want. And so this video is going to be mostly about setting goals and the important steps it takes to like set those goals, and also how to get there. I'm sure a lot of you, if you're like my age, have heard different acronyms for what you're supposed to do to set goals. And a big one that I always heard was SMART. And like to set smart goals, I guess, was the whole idea. But basically, the S is for specific. You want your goals to be specific and not super vague so that they're like, which is another one, attainable. That's the A. And I skipped the M. That's measurable. Um, and then R, relevant. T, time based. So all of those things kind of tie in together. As you kind of saw as I went out of order as I was explaining the other one. But as you kind of create your goals, you want them to be specific enough so that you know what you're shooting for. You want it to be measurable so you know when you've gotten there, and you want them to be attainable so you don't feel overwhelmed. And you also want it to be kind of like you're shooting for something. You don't want your goal to just be like, oh, I already do this anyway, sort of thing. And that also brings in relevance, which is just having it be something in your life that matters to you. And then time based, just having some kind of time constraint so that this goal isn't like gonna happen, whenever it happens. You want to have like a set time, be like, in the next year, I'd like to do this, or in the next month, I'd like to do this. And also, having like short term versus long term goals are important because having the short term goals often are like little steps to get to where you want to go in the long term. So all of those things kind of tie in together to create like a goal that you can like write down for yourself and be reminded of every day when you look at it. So these small goals, let's say like for me, I've talked about how I want independence so bad, and like I want to be able to do things on my own and not feel like everyone's always just trying to baby me, I guess, because honestly, I feel like that happens a lot. This is a little bit of a side tangent, but I'm pretty sure everyone in my family, including a little bit of my extended family, is kind of like, oh, Cynthia needs to be cared for. Cynthia needs like a lot of support because of the whole bipolar issue. And so that really kind of decreases my confidence in myself And just also it makes me kind of annoyed sometimes because they don't have confidence in my own abilities either. And so it's just kind of a cycle that goes on itself. And also, like, whenever I would have a manic episode or something, or even start showing tiny symptoms, I would try to be on top of it by calling my doctor and stuff, but it seemed like other people would always step in and try to do things for me or plan things for me so that it was solved without me having to do much on my own. So, if I were to set a goal for myself for, whenever I have manic symptoms or just anything else related to independence, I feel like one of the goals that I would have is to take the steps first before other people step in for me, to make sure that they know that I can handle things on my own. And also, as that's happening, kind of let them know that I want to try to manage this on my own, or, manage it to the point where I would ask them for a little bit of help with certain things that I know I would need from them, instead of them just coming in, swooping in, and, doing everything that I would need to do on my own in the future if they were not around, sort of thing. So, to be specific, I feel like that was what I would want to do, is like manage my manic symptoms before, call my doctor, and do everything before it becomes to the point where I can't manage on my own anymore. Measurable, I guess this is difficult because I don't really have like a timeline, and for like time based as well, I don't have a timeline for when I become manic. It's just basically like it, when it happens I need to do it. But like, I guess for that I would be like, call my doctor immediately when I notice things, like literally the first day, so that things don't progress farther, because a lot can happen even over a weekend or something. A lot can change, a lot in myself. I know that my mania can go from like here to here in like a weekend, 2 days. And like, if I don't catch my doctor on a Friday, he doesn't work on Saturdays. And so I would have to wait until Sunday, and sometimes he doesn't have appointments on Sunday, so I would have to wait till Monday, and that's a whole weekend, and that's just a lot of time that I've lost that I'll never be able to get back. So I feel like that's where the time-based part comes in. This is relevant to me, obviously, which is they are, and attainable. I think that I definitely would be able to do this if I set my mind to it. If I was more sure of myself and like more committed to taking care of myself. So those would be the SMART goals acronym, I guess, for that. Um in general though, I feel like for whatever you want, usually you need to have some kind of plan for how you're going to get there. Because even if you say like, oh, I want to, let's say you want to write a book, and you gotta, you can't just say, I'm gonna write a book, and then put that on your list, and then just have it done. That's like really hard. I feel like you need to set smaller goals throughout the like week or day. Be like, I need to write this amount of time or this amount of words in a day for this many days, or until the book is done, or whatever. And I know that's an oversimplified version of what writing a book is, because there's so much planning that goes involved, that goes into it. My bad. That goes into it before you even start writing. So of course it's like not representative of what it's actually like, but I just thought I'd kind of take a random example. I don't know. bear with me, guys. But if you guys have any goals specifically that you want to attain and have trouble um setting a specific goal or specific steps to get there, feel free to message me on Instagram, or you can also comment. I hope this video is a little helpful. I feel like I was a little all over the place with what I was saying, but I hope you guys got a little bit out of it. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I am kind of short on ideas for what I want to put into videos. So if you have any ideas for video topics or something you want me to talk about, I know that some of you have been interested in medications that I've posted on like in the past year or 2 years even, and want an update on it. Unfortunately, I'm not taking a lot of the ones that I was talking about at the time, but I could do some research on them. Let me know if that would be interesting to you, or if you want a certain medication or type, I guess, and I will try to make a video on that if you guys want that. But yeah, if you have any other ideas at all, please comment or message me as well for that. Yeah, and I will see you guys next time.